Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Today we are going to be building a really fun list in Legion with the new edition. It is a lot more fun to build lists now than it used to be, and it gives us an opportunity to talk about some new unit synergies and some new fun things that we can do with lists than we haven't done in a long time. And it's a fun way to approach list building. I feel like the 1,000 points, kicking up the points from 800 to 1,000 gives us more points to work with. It gives us new opportunities to explore, and one of the things that I wanted to do is build a rebel list that has more fun things in it, and so that's what we're going to do today. If you guys haven't already, make sure you're entered to win that $25 Amazon gift card giveaway. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. We're going to jump on over here to Tabletop Admiral today, and we're going to be building a list. We're going to use Han Solo, who I'm a big fan of. Han Solo, I feel like in the new, in all of the new stuff, he's a little better than ever. I feel, you know, he's got his rebalances that he got a while back. He's still got Gunslinger low profile, which is, you know, still very nice. He's got Sharpshooter 1. He's got Steady, which is so great. You know, Uncanny Luck 3. I mean, honestly, Rebels are all about luck, so he's got even more of it, which is great. So 3 extra rerolls. With the way cover works now, he's a lot more likely to get that DL-44 blaster shots actually to deliver, which is a huge, huge bonus for him, since basically cover doesn't ever work for anybody ever anymore. And with Sharpshooter 1, even if they did have it, you know, he's always going to take 2 guys off the board, right? Like pretty much, or 4 guys because of Gunslinger. So Han Solo, really, really cool dude. We're going to add him to this list, and I want to post a link to this list down in the video description, so you can do that. We're going to add Han Solo. We are going to also add Chewbacca because, of course, where one goes, so must the other. Again, Chewbacca is going to have teamwork with Han Solo. He is going to be guardianing Han Solo. He's got all the health. He's going to turn crazy and melee the heck out of people, and he's going to get charged within rage and all that other stuff. So let's start building these guys, and then we're going to add more stuff, because these two are, again, it's 2 activations. They're not super expensive. You put them both together, there's a lot of capabilities there, a lot of damage potential, a lot of movement around potential, a lot of health potential, and a lot of mitigation of damage, which is a very good thing. So let's put Han. We're going to give Han on improvised orders. Improvised orders. We're going to give Han up close and personal. And now improvised order. We're going to have a lot of different stuff in this list. Improvised orders is going to be a big deal here, so that's going to help out a lot. We're going to give him up close and personal because he's going to get those dodge tokens. Then Chewie's going to get those dodge tokens, and that's a good thing. And I'm going to give him recon intel because recon intel scouts is even more important than it ever used to be. So that's the thing. And again, because like Han wants to be range 2, he wants to get close, so recon intel's good. Chewie wants to stay close to Han also, so Chewie's also going to get recon intel. Chewie is going to get tenacity. And Chewbacca is also going to get Protector. I think with, you know, and I was tempted to go with Offensive Push, but I want to give him Protector in this case. There's a lot of search to crit stuff that's out there. There is all kinds of ways to... By the way, I don't know if I've ever really looked at the Protector card before, but Chewbacca is guardianing Ahsoka Tano in that picture. And I don't know if Chewbacca and Ahsoka ever actually got together and he ever protect. I don't know. I've got to go. I really need to do a Clone Wars rewatch because there's so many episodes of it. I'm sure I'm forgetting stuff, but I thought that was pretty interesting. But yeah, he's gonna get Protector, especially with some of the objectives that are out there now. I think Protector is a good option because maybe I want to set Han Solo to be a scanner for a secondary objective or whatever, and you know, Chewie can make sure he stays alive. A lot of cool extra reasons like that. And we're not done with heroes yet. So let's move on to the next part of this list. And that's going to be Sabine and Mandalorians. So this is going to be a fun one. So we're going to have Sabine Wren and some Mandalorian resistance. So we'll put Clan Wren and Mandalorian resistance in there. So we got our share. We've got Han and Chewie, and we've also got some Mandos. Now we're already, before we even outfit these these units for Sabine and the Mandos. We're already over 500 points, so if this were just an 800-point battle, we'd be dangerously close to capping out already, which is a rough thing to do. So, yeah. Sabine is awesome. Mandos are awesome. Clan Ren is also particularly nice, and they get the free tokens. So let's do the regular Mandos first. I am going to give the regular Mandos the jetpack rockets. They have the 4 units instead of 3, so this is a little better on them because they're going to be able to roll 4 dice. It's a good attack. It's a nice option for early game, especially when you don't want to go too far. Again, they're speed 3. They don't have the scout, but they can go speed 3. They can get to a nice comfortable place, fire those jetpack rockets on first turn, and just kind of start off with a nice safe positioning with a range 4 attack. And, red dice and doing crazy stuff and impact a bunch. So, and blast. So, pretty cool card for them. They are also going to run the, again, because I'm going to want the 4 guys, I said they're going to run the Best Cat Duelist. It's going to make the, it's an extra one for the, it's an extra dude to go in there. It's an extra person to fire the jetpack rockets, but it's also going to give you 2 red in melee instead of just 1 more. Instead of the black and white for the combat training, and then we're going to give them offensive push because offensive push is generally a pretty good thing. So that's and that's good. We're not going to go too heavy there, and we're going to also give offensive push to Clan Ren because Clan Ren already has Ursa and Tristan. They don't need a whole lot, but they're going to take offensive push as well. All right, so now that we've got Clan Ren, we've got Mandalorian Resistance, we need to outfit Sabine Wren. Sabine's going to have a little bit more stuff. She's going to have most of the goodies. I'm going to give her the Darksaber. We are also going to give her our Electro Grapple lines. Look, I think immobilization is stronger now than it's ever been. I think, since I'm not running Jedi with Force Push, being able to immobilize people is stronger than ever, especially when the game comes down to objectives, comes down to that last turn. Oh no, even if I engage you, you can just withdraw and move away like crazy. But if I can grapple you, maybe that's a way to actually stop somebody from getting to an objective. So, immobilize is really, really strong. I really like the Electro Grapple line with Sabine. This is a good one. It's a good one. All right, and or just being able to put 2 more suppression on somebody on that last turn, and all of a sudden now you don't count. If I can get you to panic, then that would be great. We are also going to give Sabine up close and personal. It's not bad. It's not a bad card, and we want her to have her personal combat shield. She's going to gain a shielded 1. Again, helps her stay alive a little bit better. Now we've got a lot of upgrades on Han, Sabine, and Chewbacca. We've got to get our core done. The core is not going to be super crazy. We're not going to go super crazy with the core, but we're going to do some things. I do want a Fleet Trooper in there. Fleet Troopers have charge now, so they want to get into melee if they can. And we're going to give them the scatter gun, which also it can fire in melee, which is kind of cool. I have seen in some of my recent battle reports, I've seen some of the units that are similar to this, like with the ARC Troopers now having, melee attacks and the whole, let's get into melee and do stuff that normally were like a range 2 unit, but now we're changed to a melee unit. Like, that's interesting. I don't know if I want to run too many of them, so I'm just going to put 1 in there. I'm going to put some Rebel Troopers also in there, and I'll put the Z6 on there, and I'm going to double up on that. So we've got 2 Rebel Troopers. We've got 1 Fleet Trooper. They each have a heavy. So we've got a little bit of, a little heavy weapon firepower on these guys. We've got some options. We definitely have Mandalorian Special Forces, but I also want to do more stuff. I want to do some very, very fun vehicles. So let's add some vehicles, and let's go down here. And normally, when I run Rebels, I always run the T-47 Air Speeders. The Snow Speeders are super fun. They're reliable. They hit hard. They pack a punch. They've got that free mobility. They've got armor. Now they're armor 3 right now. So not the most heavily armored. They don't have full armor anymore, so they can die. And so if they can die, I'm going to take something out. Maybe I can do a little bit more with. So I want to use the new Land Speeder. All right, I say the new land speeder. It's not a transport anymore. This is just straight up a gun ship, right? Or a gun speeder, a gun truck, something like that. We're going to do a couple of things with the land speeder. We're going to give it some stuff. Now we have some pretty cool options here. You know, for our passenger, we can have gunner passengers. Now this thing has Arsenal 3, so we want to make sure we have at least 3 guns on this thing. So we're going to give it the RPS-6 rocket gunner. This is a nice one. It's not fixed front, so this one you can shoot in any direction. That's a good thing. There's a lot of other options on here. This isn't a terrible one, but then again, you've already got 2 white on the main thing. So I actually like using some of the new droids that came with the AA5 speeder, and I'm going to go with the unstable. This is a nasty one. It can give you an extra attack, and I like this, especially for Arsenal 3. It's super cool. If you're making this thing a pure gunship, then just go for it. You know what? That's fine. I'm going to do a whole nother attack. That'll be awesome. The land speeder is going to get the hotshot pilot. If I'm making this thing a pure attack gunboat, I'll give a sharpshooter 1. Sure thing. Land speeder for its heavy weapon, or for its hard point rather. You've got the ion blaster or the Mark II. Now the Mark II is your 4 black. It's a little cheaper. The Ion Blaster is new and improved, right? It's 2 white and 2 black. But it also has critical 1, fixed front, impact 1, and ion 1. And ion leaves you kind of well-rounded, right? We don't have ion and really anywhere else. I think this is a good option. Again, it's range 1 to 4. It doesn't require to exhaust. You can split fire these ways too. All kinds of really cool stuff there. We're also going to add an AA5 speeder truck. And in this one, I really like, if you've seen my last battle report, the speeder truck got a lot of work. It did a lot of good things. Speeder truck is a super useful utility vehicle. And I really like the fact that I can put a medic on here. So I'm going to start with a backwood medic on the speeder truck. And the beautiful thing about this is you're healing somebody. Now, who do we want to heal? Well, Mandalorians can take damage very, very easily, right? Really, they can take damage really easily. Sabine might take damage. She doesn't have the most hit points in the world. Han Solo might be taking damage. Chewbacca is definitely going to take some damage, and you want him to take some damage, but you don't want him to take too much. So I think having a medic that I can use every round is incredibly valuable. So I love the fact that we've got this medic. Plus, having the AA5 allows our fleet troopers to be transported and they can get out there a little bit farther. I definitely want to put the fleet troopers on there. Again, if they want to be able to charge, they want to start far forward, and I'd like to be able to make that happen. So the AA5 is working for that. It's going to have a medic on there. We're going to put unorthodox... Wait, let's put the backward medic on there. All right, and then the unorthodox tactician who can hand out aim tokens. He's going to hand out, you know, between 0 and 3 aim tokens, usually like 1 or 2 or 3 each round. That's a fun one. For our pilot, I'm actually going to give this one Ryder Azadi. And there's definitely plenty of options. The reason I'm going with Ryder Azadi is that on that first turn, I can make this a speed 2. It means as a transport, it can get farther forward, and it can drop those fleet troopers even farther. It's got a big base already, and the AA5 is one of those big base units that can potentially contest multiple objectives. So having the ability to be able to do a bigger speed move is super cool. So yeah, we're going to put Ryder Azadi on there. And then we're going to, for our weapon, we're already at 987 points, so we're not going with the quad laser, even though it is a nice big, 6 black dice. We're going to go with the heavy laser retrofit. We may not be moving a whole lot. There's a very good chance, depending on the mission, we move once and we find ourselves in a good position. That's one of the things that Ryder's there for, to help us get that first move in a very comfortable position. We can maybe contest an objective, heal people, sit right in the middle of the battlefield, and be kind of good with that, big armor level. What is it? Armor 5? Armor 5, yeah. So in this case, we're going to go with the heavy laser retrofit. We've got more range that way. We've also got critical 1. How many times do you attack with this thing that doesn't have surge to hit at all, right? And you're just wishing you had something like that. So this is not bad. It's cheaper. It's got a big range. Not too many dice. But this guy doesn't necessarily need to attack every turn. And at only 16 points, I don't feel like if I don't attack with him, like if I need to move and medic and pick somebody up, I don't feel like it's that terrible of a thing. So that's a good deal. And if I do need to move again later, maybe I'll go ahead and recover and get Ryder Azadi back or something like that. But Ryder Azadi's really there for the scout, for that opening move and to get that good position. That's a big part of the plan. Now we're at 999 points. We've got to pick some commands because we've got 3 different named folks. We've got Han Solo, Chewbacca, and Sabine Wren. So let's straight up, I'm using all of Han Solo's cards. Sorry about the messes. It's just a good card. You have more people that have cunning and more ties and ways to win those things. So I think and also especially with this giving Han an aim and a dodge, and Chewie's also going to get an aim and a dodge. It's a pretty cool card. It's a good one to run. It's not absolutely crucial, but it's a good, solid card, and I like it. And it's nice knowing you have that ace in the hole. Like, I'm definitely going first. You can't even tie me here, right? Reckless Diversion is a cool card. It's nice to have it even if you don't need it, and especially since the game is only 5 turns now, I'm not necessarily going to play every single card. But this is one that I always want to keep available just in case. Like that critical guy, like for that last turn, maybe Han's in a place where I actually don't need Han anymore. Now I can just kind of have him make the sacrifice play, and I can still have Chewie Guardian Han. So they did change this one to say you can't benefit from backup, which is that lookout sir kind of, the automatically 2 dice cancellation if you got other guys nearby, which is cool, but you can still benefit from Guardian, it looks like. So let's put Reckless Diversion in there. And Change of Plans, this is the really good card. This is that way. This is the other ace in the hole. Is that like, oh, did you play the one card that could really screw me up? Hold on a second. You can't play that card. And now I know that you have it. Although a lot of times, if you're playing like a single commander opponent, you kind of know. Sometimes you kind of know what command cards are out there, but you don't always know. And Change of Plans is just really good, especially if you save it for the last turn, and then your opponent hasn't played Palpatine's 1-pip yet. You can be like, oh no, you don't get to do that. So Change of Plans is clutch, one of the best cards in the whole game. Sabine is going to get her Explosions because that's a super fun card. I love having the option to do it, especially if you have a mission where a lot of the objectives are closer together and you can hit a lot of units that are trying to contest objectives with this card. Super fun one. I'm going to put Symbol of Rebellion in there as well. Not a super clutch card, but it's nice if you do run into a big suppression list and you want to put the graffiti tokens out there. It's also a way for Sabine to recover. So if she has used her grapple line and her shield, she can get those things back. It's a nice option to have. I'm going to skip out on Legacy of Mandalore. This is not a bad card, but I want Notorious Scoundrels in there in case I have to do something like Change of Plans early, and then I want to get it back again to be able to use it twice in a game, or what have you. It's a good card. It's Chewie and Han. It gives you a command card back. It's not super clutch, but it's a good option to be able to have if in case you get stuck into playing a card you didn't necessarily want to on the first turn. So that's Notorious Scoundrels. Those are our command cards, and that is the list. I'm going to put a link to this list down in the video description below. I think you're going to want to favor battle plan cards that do favor a close-up engagement. This is a very much in-your-face type of list that does want to engage, get directly in front of your opponents very, very quickly. You've got fast units with the Mandalorians. You've got very survivable units with the Sabine Wren and the Mandalorians. You've got Chewbacca to Guardian as well, and then you've got a medic out there to keep them alive. I think you've got a lot of stuff, and it's 10 activations, so it's not too bad. It's kind of right there in the middle. Now, Rebels are certainly capable of doing way more activations than this, but it's a very fun list with a lot of stuff. Again, you wouldn't have been able to do all this before, so I think it's pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below. You can also jump into our Discord and other social media and keep the discussion going there. That's going to do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Big thanks to Tabletop Admiral. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys help make the whole channel possible. I will talk to you later. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes, and always wash your socks.